What they do. I am Josh Jones, ESQ, and I am here as always with Ali LaFlare. What it do? How you feeling, bro?
Oh man, my bad. My mic is muted. I'm good, man. Bless, brother. How you feeling?
Fantastic, man. Feeling good, feeling great, man. So,
Man, beautiful day of February, man. Another one in the Black History Month. Let's get it.
yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. So, as y'all know, Beats, Rhymes, and Crimes is the number one place to get law and hip hop information. Anything relating to the
Salute.
culture, for the culture, and the law. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna break it down, and we're going to see what's going on. So before we get too far into it, thank you for watching with us live. If you're watching live, type live and let us know where you're watching from. And if you're watching the replay, type replay and let us know where you are at. As always, I'm in the 305. Where you at this week, Ali?
Man, I'm in the 323.
Okay. What's that, Gardena?
You gonna stop sending shots to these little sub cities, man. These are beautiful suburbs of Los Angeles. Nah, I'm in LA, man.
Okay, my bad, dog. I ain't know that was gonna make you spit your water out. Shout out to Gardena though.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Gardena. My aunt lived there. So yeah, for sure. Hey man, my cousin Conrad's from Gardena, man. Y'all know him as the childhood Biggie. That's right.
Hey, if you ever want to have an ice cream social, holla at my dog Conrad.
If you ever want to have a pizza or ice cream social, holla at my cousin, man.
Tell him I said what's happening, man. It's been a minute.
I will.
So, man, look, we got a lot to talk about, man.
We do.
So we're gonna start sports law and entertainment, man. So I got some new subcategories for us this week. We're gonna start sports law and entertainment. And the biggest sporting news for this week is what came from the Super Bowl. And it's a lot of different stuff that came from there.
Mm-hmm.
And before we talk about it, I do want to say welcome again. Let us know where you watch it from. Rep your city, rep your hood. Let us know who your pastor is, whatever it is that you want us to know. Please let us know right now.
That.
All right.
That's love.
So we got LaShonda Collins, ATL.
What's happening?
Yeah, appreciate you being here with us one more time for sure. I got my Clark Atlanta t-shirt on right now.
Come on, man.
You can't see it, but CAU is the culture.
I see it. There we go. I got Clark in my heart every day, no matter if the shirt's on or not. Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, for sure. But I'm gonna throw on my hat too, my Clark Atlanta Dungeon Forward.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Shout out to them, because that hat is crazy.
Let's do it. So the Super Bowl. The first story regarding the Super Bowl is a sad one. I don't know if you got a chance to hear about
at the parade. Yeah, that's tragic.
So first and foremost, we want to acknowledge Kansas City won the Super Bowl. They beat the 49ers. All right.
Correct.
So they came home, they went, like everybody does, they have a parade to, represent for their city, for everybody who's a fan. And towards the end of the parade, somebody just started spraying. They said this dude just started going around in a circle, spraying. Very sad, very unfortunate. One person was killed, 21 others were shot. Some of them were kids. The person who was killed was a local radio DJ, Lisa Lopez Galvin. So people knew her. 3 people are in custody, and it is not believed that this is related to terrorism.
Yeah, that's really crazy, man. I would just encourage everybody to celebrate, in a gleeful way. As we all know, I'm from the City of Angels, and we have a lot of championships here. We win a lot of championships in Los Angeles. And it does ring out into riots sometimes, but it's nothing healthy for the city. It's not a great representation for your team, nor for your community, man. So just tone it down and celebrate in a, healthy way.
Yeah, hopefully we don't see any more stories like this coming for something like this, but we in some crazy times, and we're gonna move on. So we got We got LaShonda. Also, she wanted us to know that she live in Atlanta, but she's from Brick City.
Let's go, Newark.
So
Let's go, Newark.
I just want to make sure that's out there.
That's what's up. That's what's
You know
up.
what
Got
I'm saying?
family in Newark too. I got a lot of family in Newark, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to all my family in New Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Real.
So we're gonna keep it moving. So also coming from the Super Bowl, we had a crazy Super Bowl performance. And it could be crazy for different reasons, but let me know.
It was great.
Ursher performed. Let us know. Did you see the performance? Were y'all watching? What y'all think about Usher? Was it popping, or did you think it was mid? I saw people saying they thought it was mid.
You did?
Yeah.
I seen more people singing at this Super Bowl, like artists included. Like I just seen 21 Savage going crazy. Like he was singing, "You were my baby." Like it was the best. Like it's just the most thugged out, what you would consider hardcore, you know what I'm saying, street rappers, like singing Usher to the top of their lungs, just loving it. And
Yeah,
that's what it's about, man. You know, I know the one person who probably has a legitimate gripe in this is Swiss Beats.
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Hold on, we're gonna get there.
But you know, besides that, it was great. You know, I really thought Usher has worked really, really hard within the past couple of years perfecting his Las Vegas show. And you know, hey, I ain't never seen nobody else perform on roller skates at the Super Bowl.
Hey,
so wow.
So first and foremost, Usher is not from the ATL, but he repped the ATL so
very
well.
hard.
Very
so hard.
Well. Hey,
shout out to Chattanooga.
You will probably never see another Super
Tennessee.
Bowl where they East Side stomp ever again.
You won't. And also, wait, what was really funny was, okay, so they had Lil Jon and Luda come out looking like the lost cast members of Dodgeball. Man, that was crazy, but it was dope. It was great. It was great. Jermaine Dupri had on his Easter socks. it was amazing. I liked it.
I want you to know that those was $500 Easter socks.
Hey, by the way, hey, and you know what? Shout out to Usher's wife, man. By the way, yo, my godbrother played for the Atlanta Falcons. His name's Jamal Anderson, man. The Dirty Bird. She had on a full Dirty Bird fit, and for anybody who don't, Usher was the hugest Falcons fan, and big shout out to her for that, man. Repping for the fam. That was beautiful.
No doubt. So you kind of alluded to it. All right. Only person who you said could have some beef is Swizz.
And apparently Usher's wife wasn't so sold on it because after the Super Bowl they went and got married.
So they don't know what you're talking about. So hold on for 1 second so we can bring it to the stage. Hey, so they was looking real cozy, right? They look like a couple.
I'm just saying, man, you're not about to grab my wife with your blouse on like that from behind her. Like, I love you, Ush. Like, I rock with you, King. Like, not even gonna lie, but look, you're not about to grab my wife like that from behind when you got this silky blouse on and the Mike Jack glove like that. I'm sorry, King. Like, I don't even think his wife was cool with it. I know that. Oh, excuse me, she was his girlfriend at the time. Or fiance, excuse me. But after that, they went and got married. He was like, it wasn't real. So he had to go marry that woman immediately after the show.
Hey,
so, nobody was a bigger winner in the Super Bowl than Usher.
So Usher wanted to put the whole Vegas show on display because this was one of the biggest parts of the Vegas show.
This is one of the biggest parts.
Whose woman can I dance with and sing to and make it feel like it's real?
Right? Exactly. And he's been doing that with Alicia for quite some time. But, you know, hey.
Yeah, that was his boo, first of all.
And first off, number one, we actually know, like, okay, Usher spent some time up top he lived with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Pause. That could have been kind of crazy. But the thing is, he was up top. And she was signed at 16 to Clive. And she's from Hell's Kitchen. So they were in the same proximity, at the same age, in the same parties around the same time. Yeah. So who knows?
We don't want to speculate, but Swizz said he's not tripping. Swizz said he's not tripping. He said he operated at a higher vibration than that.
That's King talk, and I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So That's what Swiss did. Hey, but you would have to have that discussion.
You better talk to me.
Hey, I just want you to know beforehand.
Talk to
I'm
me.
about to go on stage with Usher. You already know what Usher do.
Nah, don't talk to me because y'all have rehearsals. What he do?
Yeah. So
I'm gonna be at the rehearsal. First, I'm gonna talk to Usher. I'm gonna have a full conversation.
So before we do that, let's hear what these kings had to say about it.
Once I think JD came out and he did whatever he did, JD got it rocking, and then Little John came out and it was just a rap after that. And Alicia Keys, she did her thing too. I don't know how Swiss felt about that hug at the last part, but it was a great performance.
I agree with Max.
I was gonna bring that up. He's aggressive with people's females, man. I spoke to Swiss. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, Usher need prayer for real. Usher just going behind that man's wife. That's his wife, right?
Yeah, and he got a look on his face of deviousness.
He knew it was a performance. So he was like, "We performing."
Yeah, but she had a face like calm down a little bit too. Like Usher got, I don't know what he gets out of this. Usher got a thing for being with
he got that
thing. Yeah, man. Like me and Swiss have been doing a little couple things the last couple weeks, and I'm like, I'm mad. Me and Swiss always been cool, but I'm just saying like, yo, my man joint, like, yo, my nigga, calm down, my nigga. And he got the face of time Alicia Keys. I don't even think that was part of the performance. They was dancing. She did a push off, like
because he was getting too close.
That's classic.
It's like he's dancing, but when they get to the sensual pause, he just goes real aggressive on the nigga wife. Yo.
Yeah, like yo, my nigga.
Yo. Keys always come with the jokes for show, right?
Hey, Kevin Mace gonna shoot straight, man. Come on.
But LaShonda hit right here, and this is where we actually need to be going because all of this is about the bread. So if you don't know, I'm sure you know, but the Super Bowl don't pay.
They do not.
The Super Bowl will give you a budget to do the show, but like as the artist, you don't actually get paid. So you got to think how you gonna monetize that. But just to kind of read some of the stats, so Usher has seen a 550% increase in streams on Spotify, following his record-breaking performance at the Super Bowl, which was seen by 123 million people, making it the second highest TV audience in U.S. history, behind the 1969 moon landing.
Yeah, it was outrageous.
So the largest streaming increase was for "Caught Up," which was the first song. So people probably was like, "Yo, what's the first joint? What is that?" Right? So that got it popping. And then on top of that, Usher immediately announced his tour dates for the tour that's happening soon. It was a 24-date joint. They already made it a 44-date tour. So he's about to go on the road. They've already sold 360,000 tickets. So, you know what I'm saying? They playing chess, not chess.
Definitely. It's one of the smartest strategic plans that I've seen for a Super Bowl. And still to date, the largest gain off the Super Bowl to me has been Rihanna. When she did it, I think Fenty had went up 1,000%. Like it was something outrageous where her company just boomed. And this was the second one. This is the second time that we've actually had a performance that was like a show that had a game around it.
Yeah, for sure.
So
it's been some Super Bowls lately though.
Since 2020, since we had the one with Dre, 50, Eminem, Snoop, Mary J.
Beyonce and K-Dot did their thing. Remember the Black Panther joint? I mean, it's been fire.
But I mean, it seemed like that was still the Super Bowl, and then they performed at the halftime show. It seemed like when Dre did it, that was like, okay, Dre, Snoop, Eminem, 50, they're performing, and then the Super Bowl is happening too.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't think they're gonna be able to bring Pink Floyd back. If they
Man,
are they alive? I'm not sure.
Well, next year's New Orleans, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Lil Wayne, and I don't know of anybody that deserves it more. I just put that out there.
Hey, if they're not gonna bring Turk out, I don't want to see it. But
hey, man, look, I think that New Orleans is gonna show out. I think they're gonna bring Wayne out. I think Wayne's gonna bring Drake. I think she's gonna bring Big Frida. I think it's gonna be a real celebration of culture for New Orleans, and it should be. That city deserves to be celebrated.
Well, we'll see. So We got a year in advance prediction already. So Miles Bridges, player for the Charlotte Hornets, right? He's been facing all types of domestic violence charges and different stuff, and he's been kind of bad for business. But apparently, the Mecklenburg County, which is Charlotte Superior Court, dismissed the counts for the violence protective order, misdemeanor child abuse, and injury to personal property because essentially they don't feel like they have the ability to prove it. The alleged victim, is no longer participating with their investigation and trial efforts, so they're dropping it. But it all goes back, if you don't know the story, I think it was last year, but it was sometime last year where he was accused of throwing pool balls at a car that was occupied by his children and their mother during a custody exchange. So the court date for that
That's crazy.
Yeah, so now everything's dropped. So I don't know, man. Throwing batteries at a car, or pool balls at a car,
Batteries don't sound bad, but I mean, it ain't good. But pool balls sounds a lot worse. Like a pool ball. I mean, just depends on what part of the car. Let's just be honest. If it's at a window and any portion it could break and go through, that's crazy. If it's at the base of the car, just to dent it up, that seems like you have some aggression issues. And you know, as black men, a lot of times we're not taught how to deal with our aggression issues. Nor are these people, especially in the NBA, given the understanding of you go from struggling and damn near having nothing and everybody doing in your family doing everything for you to make it to a certain plateau. And then overnight you're a millionaire. Yeah. So they don't teach you how to deal with your money and your emotions and the things that come with it. And you know, a lot of these young men really need anger management and therapy, man. And we should normalize that. Because doing any of that is not good for your children. Like just on a basic level, it's never good for your children to see you acting out like that. Yeah.
So I mean, from a safety standpoint, I don't know how much damage he could have done to them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not bullets, right? Bullets.
It's not.
Bullets.
It's not.
It's more terroristic. That's true. It's more terroristic and it's more like, why would you do that, right? But he's young. I think he's like 23 years old, something like
Once
that.
Again, like I'm saying, like it's not the smartest thing to do, but it's not the most dangerous thing. It is egregious, but it's not the most dangerous thing to do. Like I said, if you throwing it at a side mirror or like a driver or passenger window, then that's, you know, that could be dangerous. A pool ball can break that window. And it can go through and hit a kid or her. You know, the front glass, no, it's not going to pierce the front, but or the back. But either way, it is petty and angry. And I agree with LaShonda Collins in our comments down there.
So at the end of the day, you and LaShonda both hit it on the head, right? So it's like at the end of the day, should he have something? He should have anger management. There, he should have therapy.
Absolutely.
Normalize that can kind of.
I think that needs to be part of the packaging for the NFL, especially, and the NBA. Like both of these leagues, they need that drastically, especially with the large percentage of African-American men that we have in the league.
Yeah, for sure. So normalize that, man. Go ahead and get some therapy. I know you don't need it, King, but you know what I'm saying? Just go in.
You definitely need it. Everybody needs it.
No. I know that, but I'm saying I know you don't need it, King. Just go anyway.
Oh, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I understand.
And the more we can make it normal,
real, nah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, the more we could kind of make it like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Remember Grant Hill drinks Sprite, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So go ahead and have one.
We need to have that. We need to have that Grant Hill goes to therapy, you know what I'm saying?
We do.
Where that's at?
Where that at?
Let's keep it moving, man. Russell Simmons.
Big Russie.
You know about this?
I don't. I'm not familiar. What's going on with Russ?
Man. He just got sued for rape, bro. Okay. So just to kind of give a little context, we're gonna break down his complaint. But he was served with a lawsuit by a woman who was an executive at Def Jam in the 90s for sexual harassment and rape. So there's another law. They keep coming out with these laws like where even though the statute of limitation is passed, we're creating new laws that allow for you to go back to whenever it happened. They have a year, and now it's called the Jane Doe. Oh no, that's not the name of the act. I'll get the name of the act in a second. But there's a new act like the one we saw previously in New York and in California. So,
is it a new state?
It's in New York.
Okay.
It's just a new one. They just
but it's in New York. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so they got a new one in New York. So they're like, we didn't get everything from the last one, so this one is still good until 2025. So let me share my screen, and we're gonna try to go through this a little fast, but we're gonna give it the attention. So this is federal court. Jane Doe to protect the victim against Russell Wendell Simmons. A lot of times you see people suing record companies, publishing companies, security companies, but Russell got enough bread where I guess they felt like it was not necessary. And I'm not sure if what the particulars of this particular law are. So they just have an introduction. This lawsuit chronicles the account of a woman who while pursuing her career in music was sexually harassed, assaulted, and battered and raped by her boss, Russell Simmons, a rich, powerful celebrity whose wealth and influence allowed his abusive behavior to go unchallenged for decades. And if you already know, there's been plenty of allegations. Russell has kind of said in the past, hey, look, I might have told the line, been like a bad dude, but I never raped nobody. He said he took 9 polygraph tests, and you know what I'm saying, he didn't do it. So they kind of talk about it. Co-founder of Def Jam, accomplished film producer. Ms. Doe's career in the industry was disrupted and derailed by devastating experience at the hands of Mr. Simmons. While at first Mr. Simmons and Ms. Doe had a professional working relationship, Mr. Simmons revealed his true colors and through his assaultive behavior disabled Ms. Doe's career at Def Jam, a job she loved at the height of her success and financial viability. So, all right. So one day she was required to visit his apartment located in Manhattan, where he typically held meetings, to have him review a new video for approval. Initially, Mr. Simmons began to wrestle with Ms. Doe in an attempt to appear playful. The situation escalated into aggression, and Mr. Simmons pinned down Ms. Doe on a bed. Ms. Doe repeatedly told Mr. Simmons to get off of her, but he refused. He proceeded to rape her. And there's a link right here for an article where they talk about it. Wrought with distress at the peak of her career, making award-winning videos for their biggest artists, she experienced overwhelming anxiety, shame, humiliation, debilitating low self-esteem, panic attacks, all types of different symptoms. She eventually confided in a small group of trusted friends and therapists long before the passage of New York's Adult Survivors Act in 2022. So they go on to talk about her experience at the hands of Mr. Simmons is unfortunately just one of many. Over 20 women have accused Mr. Simmons of sexual harassment or assault. Generally, the victims did not know each other, and there is a striking similarity of a pattern of behavior in most of the alleged assaults by Mr. Simmons. To stress the enormity of the issue, once his crimes became known, Mr. Simmons was forced to resign from many of his business ventures and several of his charitable organization boards. So now this is going through like kind of like the formality language that you have to have, where they lived, how much the suit is for, to make sure that you're telling the court that you're in the right place. Right. So this action has been filed timely under New York's recently passed Adult Survivors Act, which began on November 24th, 2022, created a 1-year look back window for survivors of sexual assault that occurred when they were over the age of 18, regardless of when the abuse occurred. And then it says the ASA is a landmark piece of legislation for survivors of sexual abuse to file claims otherwise barred by the statute of limitations. So basically, this law allows for you to still bring claims that otherwise would be barred by the statute of limitations. Because typically, we talked about it with the Trey Songz case. There was a young lady, and the defense was like, this happened 10 years ago. Usually you have 2 years or 4 years or whatever that you have to bring your lawsuit, or you never can.
Right.
So they're saying that that doesn't apply here because of this law, right? So Ms. Doe has also timely filed under the Gender Motivated Violence Act, Administrative Code of the City of New York. So this is a New York City law law, which provides a look-back window for the survivors of gender-motivated violence through March 1st of 2025. Just trying to see the date. So this was filed February 13th. Okay. So So despite her success, well, after she was assaulted, she quit Def Jam. And then she continued to have success, but she struggled in relationships with employers. When she encountered conflict with superiors, she became overwhelmed with anxiety and had to disengage. This was the opposite of how she was before, an exemplary employee who can handle any conflict. Her value as a problem solver and diplomat in very challenging, demanding work environments diminished significantly. So they're showing how she changed because of what happened. All right.
Right.
So between 2000 and 2018, she worked for a bunch of places and seemed to still have a level of success. They go into giving you Russell Simmons' bio in the next part, talking about he made 140 million negotiating the sale of fashions back in 2004. And, you know what I'm saying? He lives in 8,000 square foot, or he transformed his interest in another business. You know, they're talking about all his money. He's estimated to have a $340 million net worth, and they're bringing all that out. So then Mr. Simmons' assault on Miss Doe. So sexual harassment is pervasive in the music industry, which we've talked about numerous times. Even, you know,
unfortunately, we have.
Diddy's kind of the biggest one for right now.
Definitely the catalyst for the leading of this new charge with this statute of limitations for between California and New York.
Yeah. So when Miss Doe first met Mr. Simmons, he was not flirtatious at all. In fact, they ran into each other, spoke many times in her capacity as an independent producer, contracted to make Def Jam's videos before she officially started to work there. All right. So they're going through some of the stuff that we talked about. Before the Simmons suddenly began to turn his rapacious attention towards Miss Doe. I got to look that word up because I know all of y'all know that word, but I don't. All right. So rapacious, greedy, or grasping.
Okay.
All right.
Grasping.
So he turned his attention towards Miss Doe. He would arrive at Def Jam, enter her office, and shut the door. He would sit on her desk, lean over her, aggressively invading her personal space while making sexual innuendos, suggestions, and advances, rubbing the front of his pants. Mr. Simmons would follow Miss Doe to the door or block her path to prevent her from opening it again. This happened repeatedly during that time period. His harassment of Miss Doe in the office was so pervasive that when a senior executive became aware Mr. Simmons was in the building and had gone to her office, he immediately went to Miss Doe's office, banged on the door, and opened it to yell at Mr. Simmons to leave. Almost reminds me of when Omar was coming. You know what I'm saying? People were running down the street like, oh, Omar. Anyway, so they talked about she came to his apartment to bring a rough cut of a video that needed approval, made the sexual innuendos, asked sexually explicit questions, including personal questions about her sexual preferences, asking if she was wearing a bra. On this day, she was wearing professional attire, including a suit jacket and pants. Ms. Doe responded by telling Mr. Simmons to cut it out and stop it, trying to deflect his attention and refocus on the work. So he brought Ms. Doe to a bedroom to watch the rough cut. It was not uncommon for Mr. Simmons to conduct business in a bedroom while sitting on the bed. Mr. Simmons had a childlike and playful demeanor and began jumping on the bed while continuing to make sexual advances and asking Ms. Doe to have sex with him. Ms. Doe responded by saying no and treating the suggestion as though it was a ridiculous idea while being cautious not to offend him. All of a sudden, Mr. Simmons performed a wrestling move, climbing on top of Ms. Doe and pinning her arms down on the bed. She began to sweat profusely. He then sat down on top of her, insisting they should have sex. He rejected the advance and told him to get off and stop several times. She told him she was serious and she meant it, but Ms. Doe was forcefully pinned and could not move under his weight. And Mr. Simmons would not listen to her. She tried repeatedly to get up. Undeterred, Mr. Simmons ignored Ms. Doe's resistance and proceeded to rape her. After it was over, he left the room. She pulled herself together. Mr. Simmons called Ms. Doe to a bathroom where he was now taking a bath with the door open and attempted to talk about work for a few minutes before dismissing her to go back to the office. All right, so that was what happened. When you hear this stuff, it's horrifying.
Yes, that's just it's crazy, man. Seeing a lot of our legends like this, come like this behavior that's coming out about them is it's beyond disturbing. I know for me, Russell Simmons is an icon and a legend. Somebody I've definitely looked up to, and it's just disgusting, man. It's really crazy, especially knowing like you didn't really have a problem getting women, man. Like you were with Kamora Lee, you have like you had one of the most beautiful women that we've ever seen, as your wife. Like that's crazy to me, but we also need to stop trying to bring about all these accolades for these legendary people and say, oh, well, he was this and he did that. And because none of that has anything to do with the personal actions that you have taken, man. Like, so I don't care that you started this label. I don't care that you're so iconic in this field and have done all these amazing things in music. You out here raping women, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. So
like that's crazy.
Professional accomplishments don't have anything to do with personal
conduct.
Yeah. So 100%. And then you don't go in nobody's bedroom. I mean, I would tend to agree, but at the same time, she's trying to do her job. She's trying to get what she's got to get done. So I don't want to blame her.
Yeah,
for the actions that he committed.
I'm not. And that's also a thing that we do. I think in just like our community, we kind of shift blame. Like, well, oh, what did you do? Did you entice him in any type of way? Just because of the stature of the person that we're looking at. We feel like, oh no, Russell can't do that, or he couldn't have done that. But it's just that's just not always the case.
And to your point about how beautiful the women that he could have gotten, just off GP, we learned that most of the time that has nothing to do with why people do this kind of stuff.
And you're right.
It's more about power. It's more about whatever other stuff they got going on in their heads. Sometimes
the demoralization of that other person, just like you said, the power. It's the power, man. That's crazy.
So she says basically her life wasn't the same. She quit Def Jam, and she was just kind of job to job. We could go back to this real quick. I'll put it back up.
And I think that's part of proving the point is, like you said, he had to get out of a lot of businesses. I don't think she's suing him because he's no longer part of Def Jam and doesn't have any holder stake, I believe, in Def Jam.
But I think that Def Jam could still be responsible for if there's a law. I haven't read the law, but if the law allows for them to claw back against the individuals, unless it says explicitly that they couldn't, they could still say that Def Jam do enough to protect the employee
in that environment, right?
So,
but I don't know because it didn't actually happen. I don't know. I guess we got to look at it because it didn't happen on company property.
And it happened at his crib too, so that could be. So yeah, for sure. So she took a series of short-lived positions in LA, marketing her skills, but at the same time, she was experiencing anxiety, difficulty handling emotions in a professional setting, mood shifts, depression. And like we said before, she was an exemplary employee before. She was a leader, and she sought therapy. So then it goes, 2017 was a year of reckoning for sexual abusers with the Me Too movement. In November 2017, Mr. Simmons and filmmaker Brett Ratner were accused of teaming up to engage in sexual assault against a model named Carrie Clausen Kaligi. This is in the New York Times. So they talk about that. They talk about an HBO documentary where they talked about some of his allegations of sexual assault. And she says over the years, she encountered him in some social settings and for a short time was employed at a company he co-founded. She worked hard to normalize interactions with this looming figure in the entertainment industry. Shockingly, Mr. Simmons' callous rape of Ms. Doe was not enough. In or around March 2023, Ms. Doe went to a crowded yoga class in LA and inadvertently parked her yoga mat next to Mr. Simmons after not speaking with him for several years. He said her name, and Ms. Doe looked up to see him, asking, "Is it okay if I practice here?" Mr. Simmons leaned toward her and whispered, "Of course, what do you think I'm going to try and F you?" She said she was horrified, realizing not only was he unapologetic towards her personally, he did not appreciate the assault was wrong.
Yeah.
So,
You
count
know.
one. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead. No, you finish up. Go ahead,
Yeah.
please.
Count
Please,
one
finish up.
is for sexual battery and assault. She, which we talked about in detail. Count two is for false imprisonment. Remember, they talked about she wanted to leave her office. So yeah, so real quick, yeah, it's about control and mental, and 100%. You know, so you just don't know the people who you look at. I remember J. Cole had
Yeah, man.
a line. He was something like, "You meet your idols and you find out that they're a-holes," right?
Yeah, and then that's a lot of time where they say you never really want to meet like
Yeah,
your favorite artists or the people that you look up to, because you know they're people a
yeah,
lot of times, you know, and people have flaws, and you feel like this person who you have a personal connection to their artistry because you feel like they're speaking to you or have gone through um, something that you are reliving. I mean, that's just always not the case. I mean, as a artist, as a music artist, a lot of times I just feel like in artistry period, my job is to provide relatability, escapability, or just pure entertainment 3 to 4 minutes at a time.
yeah,
That's my whole job, to either make you relate, escape, or just party, you know?
yeah,
And if you're doing your job well, you touch a lot of people. And the thing about music is it is one of those things that transcends you back to a time. You can hear a song and you could literally remember your mom in the kitchen doing something, or you could hear a song and you remember, oh, this takes me back to college. Oh, this takes me back to the days when I was in that Nissan Z with my pops, or whatever it is,
100%.
you know. And that's the powerful thing about music. And so, you know, these people hold a certain place in our mind and our hearts for the personal interaction that we've had that they have no knowledge of. And, you know, so it just becomes a little different with this stance. And it's shameful, man, but it also really, really leads, like, everything done in the dark will come to light. And unfortunately, you know, like, yeah, man, karma's a real thing. I don't know if everybody really knows, but Russell Simmons is not that well off. Him, his ex-wife Kimora and her new husband, they had created a whole scandal. Basically, they basically supposedly scammed Russell out of a lot of money and like got him out of a company that they were going in on. So he has a lawsuit with them, and it seems like they came out on top of that. And hey, man, karma's a real thing. So
yeah. I don't know about that yet. I'm gonna have to look.
yeah,
I know
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But I did see some like messages where his daughter, he doesn't have a good relationship with his daughter.
right.
So he's living over in another country, like
Yeah,
he's
he's
like
in Thailand.
he's like in Bali or somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought, yeah, for sure.
somewhere
In
not
Thailand or
here.
Bali, but yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. And he's definitely just trying to resent himself, and
yeah,
that had a big portion of it too. I'll get you the specifics so we can talk about that too next week for sure. But yeah, Russ is he's been going through it before
yeah.
this came out, and this could be a drastic reason why.
Yeah, so we talked about it, false imprisonment. He wouldn't let her out of the rooms. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. I think it speaks for itself. And then there's the Gender Motivated Violence Act, which is the New York law that allows for you to bring these claims that are past the statute of limitation. And the prayer for relief is awarding compensatory, consequential, exemplary, general, and punitive damage in the amount to be determined at trials. So they're looking for money in this case, and it's filed by Kenya K. Davis, who is a dope black lawyer. Shout out to her.
Big shout out to Kenya Davis. That's dope.
Jane Doe.
Let's go.
So yeah, man. So that's going on, and we'll continue to follow that. You know how we do with all these stories.
Absolute.
Yeah, we're always gonna shout out the dope black lawyer, especially the women.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying, in a case like this, at that. So Lil Jon, man, we're gonna go back to the Super Bowl for just a second, because Lil Jon did his thing, man.
Hey, man, Lil Jon always does his thing. I think John, he don't get a lot of the credit he's due.
Yeah.
John is legendary.
Yeah,
and is doing great. Let's go.
Yeah. So because of the fact that he was performing at the Super Bowl, he's been kind of interviewed and brought back to the forefront, which is an effect that is why Alicia Keys, and we didn't talk about it, but I guess we kind of did. Usher, Luda, Jermaine Dupri. Who else came out? Anybody else come out? I can't remember. But that's why you would want to be on stage at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes you relevant again. It's kind of like Versus on steroids.
You know, it is like Versus on steroids, but people forget that John is a producer. So I mean, like, he's never gone anywhere. What he did was he transcended his money and he crossed over, man. For those that don't really know, Flo Rida, Shamar Dillard, let's go, cousin. But a lot of his music is definitely produced by Lil Jon. Lil Jon has a whole show on HGTV. Doing remodel.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not a bad show. People don't know John is very intelligent. This character of Lil Jon that he created, this persona, came off a little brash and ignorant, but he's a very intelligent man. A lot of people didn't know he's held some positions as president of a couple labels. So John, very relevant again.
So what's going on right now is he's got an album coming out this week. But guess what kind of album it is? Guess what kind of album it is, though?
Tell me.
It's a guided self-meditation album.
I love it.
10
I'm here for it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm here for it. That's brilliant, John.
Yeah, so
applause to Lil Jon for doing something different, because music is a different thing, man. It's many different ways to skin this cat, man. So you don't always have to do what they think you're supposed to do.
Yeah. So anyway, along with this, he was talking about how, like, getting older, like he's 50 now. A lot of hip-hop artists are turning old or turning 50 now. So like,
man.
And also he's I don't think they've officially gotten a divorce, but him and his wife are separated, going through the divorce. And he said that meditation kind of is what helped him to get through it. You know,
I can dig it. It makes a lot of sense to me.
His publicist came out and said that they're separated and they want to keep it private, so we're not going to really go there like that. But Lil Jon got his meditation album coming out right on time.
Hey man, right on time.
And
monetizing it.
And people like talking about how, dang, first 3 Stacks, now Lil Jon, hip hop done turned 50 or got close to 50 because Stacks not 50 yet, but gotten older and gotten way more mellow.
Nah, man, we got wiser, bro. I mean, like, the thing is, hip hop was spawned out of jazz. People forget that.
Yeah.
So
I ain't mad at
it. I'm not either. First off, bro, the whole point of life is to grow. Like, we grow. You're a kid, you have a child, if he's a baby, then he's a kid. He grows. So the baby doesn't do the same thing that he does when he was a kid. The kid won't do the same thing that he did as a teen. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to grow, bro. As our artistry grows, our whole industry grows. So the people must grow, you know? I mean, like, it's foolish to think that it should stay the same and be ignorant. I mean, I feel like for a long time, hip-hop only got publicized if it was negativity. Yeah. It only got publicized. Anything that was conscious, they didn't want you to build with that audience. They didn't want your audience to build, honestly. So we knew about all the NWAs, and we knew about anything that was like gangster rap and or, you know what I'm saying, creating a negative image before we heard about Common, before we heard about KRS-One, before we heard about like people like Rakim. We didn't glory, like, just, you know, it's just a little different. Yeah.
And the cool thing before we go to the next story, I think, is just that because there's so many generations of hip hop now, like you can get all of those things now, because there was a movement where it was cool to be Afrocentric. It was a gangster rap. It was East Coast, but now we get a chance to see all of that in different age brackets too. So like it's a dude that's making conscious type rap that even if you like conscious rap, if you 40, you still might not like it because he's 20. You know what I'm saying? So we got a wide range of music. So I like that. Let's talk about this new segment, Money Talks, man. This is a good story.
I believe
man.
that. Let's get it.
So basically, there's a new law, and it allows for you to have your student loan payments matched by your job, like as a part of your 401k. So you pay your student loans, and your job still will contribute towards your 401k, assuming that your job already has that in place. So you can't just make your job come out and make a contribution, but like, you know, that's holding a lot of people back. And some of the largest group of people being held back is Black women.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Black people in general, but the article that I read was talking about
definitely
Black
African American women for sure.
Because one, they are going to college way more than black men. But two, more than any other group, they're coming out with more student loans at an alarming rate. So if you're only able to pay towards your student loans and you never get to, you know, the place where you're able to make a contribution to your 401k, you're never gonna get, you know,
you're never gonna get ahead.
Well, we're already so far behind, so it's almost impossible to think that the average person is going to catch up. But you're never going to get to a place where the wealth gap is closing, and you're doing anything for your family that's going to put the next generation in a better place. So if I can make a $2,000 a month payment to my student loans, and that means that my job is going to make a $2,000 payment to my 401k, that's what's up. Because before this, the job wasn't going to pay anything,
nothing. So exactly.
So shout out to whatever lawmakers came up with that brilliant idea.
I agree.
To kind of put black women and black people and just people who are suffering in general from this student loan debt in a good place. Because
let's just go ahead and put it out there. Black women are the most marginalized people in this country.
Yeah, it's so much that goes into the student loan talk. I'm glad that you know with this segment, because I would love to talk about it a lot more.
Man, I mean, I know I had them.
Yeah,
you had them, like, you know. So yes.
Nah, I got it. You could buy a crib everywhere except California with my student loans.
Man.
So like, look, the legislation is cool. We're going to continue to talk about these topics because it's important that people learn about this stuff. Go to your job right now. If your job has a 401k or 403b or any type of contribution where they'll pay towards your IRA, go to your job and ask them, how do you get credit for your student loans?
Word.
So important right now. All right. And then
I agree.
All right. So we're going to keep it moving. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. I'm just checking to make sure everybody still got their same boo that they had before, because it's a lot of romance scamming that goes on around this time of year, right? Where people just get hit up online and they say that the chat bots and all the AI technology has made it even crazier. So look, LaShonda Collins still got some student loans too. Don't worry about it though. I don't let mine stress me.
Right.
Don't even worry about it though. But
thank God I just got paid off, man.
Romance scammers, man. With AI, they're using AI and everything now. So people
that's crazy.
People are getting hit up online. And the problem is the people who get taken advantage of usually are the most like vulnerable people of the population, right? Like, so hopefully this didn't happen. This advice is a day late and $1 short potentially, but if you're still chatting with somebody online, I'm just gonna give you a couple of things to kind of think about so that you can figure out if you're being scammed, right?
Yeah.
So overly formal or non-conversational messages. I don't know if you've ever used Chat GPT, but if you ask it to write something for you, it writes it damn near in the King's English. Like, it's like, man, nobody talk like that. So look for that. Also, the old time scam, like when the dudes is writing to you from other places. And
that one African prince that wants to just transfer all his money to you.
Well, not even just that, but just the language. like do the subject and the verbs agree?
Right.
Are there enough? Are the sentence, is the sentence structure even making sense? Right. So that's one thing you want to look for. Inconsistent information. So a lot of times when you're getting scammed like this, it's not like one person is just the only one talking with you. So you might be having one conversation with one person, and then after their shift is over, the next person comes in and they continue the conversation with you. So they may not know everything. They may not have studied the file good enough to know that the other person already told you something that is counter to what they're saying right now. So are they like, oh, and then they're going to hit you with, oh yeah, my bad, honey, I forgot. But like, how you forgot? That's very important. Like, we've been talking all day. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Sheesh, the scammers, man.
You got to know. So this is a new segment, scammers and scumbags. And we got some scumbags we're going to get to next. They ask you for money, right? So that's the number one flag. You don't even know these people that good yet, and they asking you like, "Oh, baby, I'm in the hospital, blase blah." You know what I'm saying? I need 2,000 to get my whatever, all of that, right? So, and then the key thing is you ain't never even seen them face to face.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Who got the bandos to just be sending out like, are you gonna send 2 bands to somebody you ain't never seen? This is crazy.
People do it. They get engaged.
People do it.
They're doing all of that. And then another thing is FaceTime. You have a FaceTime with them. They only send you pictures. And then from the article that I saw, the one that made me laugh was like, if the person is really, if you're honest with yourself, way out of your weight class in terms of like a relationship. Like,
Right.
In real life, the people that look like that don't really be hollering at you. Not saying that you could never pull somebody that looks, you know what I'm saying, more aesthetically pleasing than anybody that you've ever pulled before, but that's just not typical, right? So you got to kind of just know, why would this person that I don't know that looks like, insert the name of the person who you think is the finest person on earth, all of a sudden now want to talk to me, right? So those are the telltale signs that you might be a victim of a romance scam. I know you're not going to, but tell us right now in the comments if you ever been the victim of a romance scam. Let us know what happened. It's still happening. It's not going to stop happening. There's so many people that get on social media for the first time every day. Look, I know people that get on social, they don't understand how it works. Nah, it couldn't be me.
Nah.
Ain't never happened to me.
Nah, Chief. Nah, Chief. It's like the wildest catfish ever.
It's crazy, man. Just like my man's from the Notre Dame, man. He dating a joint that doesn't exist. It's Marcus Tuiasa Sopo's cousin. You on mute, cuz. You muted. So anyway, man, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the next story. Get that audio straight. And these. So speaking of scumbags, I don't know if it gets much scummier than this. So the headline: LA parents plead guilty to manslaughter of their daughter.
Damn.
So these two people, Sheila and Clay Fletcher, both 66, had a 36-year-old daughter who they left in a crib. And not only that, but she's diagnosed with autism and is nonverbal.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, they pled no contest, so they're not disputing that. So yeah. They left her in the house until on the couch so long without checking on her that she passed away. She was 96 pounds when she passed away from starvation. Okay. The medical examiner said that I want to read it. So the medical examiner said that she had melted into the couch. All right. That's how long she had been there on the couch. She had melted into it. And they tried to come back and say, well, we left food in a little portable toilet right by the area, whatever, what have you.
We left food in a portable toilet.
Yeah, exactly. So
all right.
So through their lawyer, the statement was made that she was of sound mind, and they claimed they brought her food in a portable toilet, but she was afraid to leave the couch. The attorney told the news that they loved Lacey to death.
Oh, they loved her to death, all right.
Yeah, for sure. That's a factual statement. So
very pun intended.
So the charges were reduced from murder to manslaughter because of a technicality that was wrong with the way that the prosecution drafted up the indictment, it sounds like. So they ended up saying, well, now that you guys decided to drop the murder, the manslaughter, and they got 20 years. They're 66 years old. So if they do get out, they're going to be.
That's pretty much the rest of their life. At 66 and living like they're going to have to live in prison. Yeah. I don't see them making it, man.
Yeah. So even if they get out in 10, they're going to be 96 by the time they get out at 76.
Yeah.
Anyway, another scumbag, man. Another dude right here down in Dallas, your old hood. You might know this story. You might know him. Also sentenced to 20 years after this is a 33-year-old man. He got beat in hoops by like a 20-year-old girl on a basketball.
Oh yeah, and then I do know this story. That's crazy. Yeah.
He left with his kids, then came back and killed her. Killed her. So he also a week before trial decided to take a plea deal where he was given 20 years as well. The mother of the victim's name, we want to say her name, was Aisha Womack, and she was 21 at the time. So we want to say her name. Her family said it's a slap in the face because it's pretty much saying that Aisha's life was only worth 20 years, said her mother, Andrea. That basically what they're saying. I forgive him, but at the same time, I just want him to see the hurt. I just want him to see the hurt that's on my face. You can't imagine what's in my heart just to be able to look at him and face him and get some closure. So peace to that family.
Big piece of that family, man. That's it's stuff like that happens all the time, man. Just makes no sense. But I mean, that is just very egregious. That's terrible, man.
Man. And
over a basketball game because he lost a basketball game.
Yo, if you know that you are not good at basketball and that losing makes you that mad, please don't play basketball.
Bro, I mean, I don't care what you good at. I mean, just like I don't care. Nobody has the right to do nothing like that. But I agree. It's just that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
So let's patrol the police, man. You tell me what you want. You want to watch the video first? You want me to tell you what the video is about first?
No, we got to get context now.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Prayers for the family as well.
Absolutely.
So this happened in Florida. Very easily could have been this week's Welcome to Florida. Very easily. So
I'm glad it's not because I enjoy Welcome to Florida.
So there's a deputy. He has a man in custody, in handcuffs, in that police car. And he hears something that he thought was gunshots. So I'm going to stop right there. So that's the context for the video.
That's already got me perplexed.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
What?
Bruh. Are you serious?
What? What? In the car! I shot through the car! Oh!
What?
Can't make this stuff up, man. So really, we can stop right there. So now,
go ahead. I have all the questions.
So now I'm gonna give you the rest of the story. So the man's name in the car was 22-year-old Marquise Jackson, who we know is unarmed because he's in the car and his hands are cuffed. So this officer hears something that he thought was a gunshot. So he starts shooting at the car. His partner did like what you see all the time. If he's shooting, I'm shooting. So they both unload their clips. Luckily, no bullets hit Marquise. Marquise is unscathed. So that's actually a good thing and a bad thing. Like, these police officers are so bad marksmen. They almost could have killed this man, but then almost killed the wrong person if he had been shooting, because they can't shoot. All right. But then the kicker is, it was determined that what he heard that he thought was gunshots was an acorn.
Okay.
Bruh.
Okay. Wait a minute. First off, the way my man was rolling around on the ground like he was John Wick.
I can laugh because it's so stupid.
I'm like, wait a minute. Is he shooting at somebody's ankles? Like, nah, deadass. Bro, wait a minute, Chief. Wait a minute. Shots fired.
Hey,
so you shoot at your own truck.
You thought the man was dead inside. He gotta be dead, right?
He gotta be. And I thought the police officer got shot. The way he's on the ground rolling around, he dropped the clip out, he loaded a new one. Like, bro, this is not a war film. What are you doing?
So the best thing that came out of this is the officer who first shot quit the force. His partner,
praise God. He realized this ain't for me.
Yeah, he was like, they said the partner didn't get disciplined because he was reacting based on the other actions. But I don't know if that's the right decision. So far, no lawsuit has been filed, but I'm sure that charges, a lawsuit is forthcoming.
And should be, for sure.
So we have that. And then we got this. I don't know if you heard about this, but Florida also very well could have been this week's What the Florida story. Very well could have been.
This is just building the anticipation for What the Florida now is just out the roof. Like, you realize that.
So
let's go.
So last year during the legislative session, they passed this ridiculous law called the Woke Act or some crap like that, basically prohibiting certain things from being taught in class. If it basically, to summarize it, if it made white people feel guilty about things that white people have done in history,
then we can't talk about it. Right.
So a parent tweeted this form saying that he received a form saying that his child had to have a permission slip in order to participate in a Black History Month program. He was like, what's going on? Right? So the tweet you see on the screen is from the superintendent. It says, during National Black History Month, we honor the rich legacy and contributions of achievements of African Americans. Let's continue fostering a culture of unity as together we all build a brighter future. So the school board also released a statement saying, we realize the description of the event may have caused confusion, and we are working with our schools to reemphasize the importance of clarity for parents in describing activities and events that would require parental permission. So they also add that in compliance with state law, permission slips were sent home because guest speakers would participate during a school-authorized education-related activity. So it's not because it was Black History Month. So it's because
of the guest speakers.
It's because it's a guest speaker. And the Florida Education Commissioner kind of reiterated guest speaker events and extracurriculars in Florida. Public schools require permission slips regardless of the topic under state rules passed last year.
Okay.
All right. So I'm a parent of a child in a Miami-Dade County public school.
Yes, you are.
And I have not
about to be the parent of two.
Yeah. I have not gotten all year long. I've not gotten a permission slip asking for my child to participate in any activity. So now I'm going to have to do research to find out if there have been any activities for which I didn't receive a permission slip that I should have, because I'm genuinely curious. So students will participate and listen to a book written by an African American on February 13th in the library, and the guests that may attend could be a fireman, a doctor, or an artist. You got to have permission for that, apparently.
That's crazy.
Super crazy. So
that's crazy.
I'm wondering that too. Did I miss something? I check his backpack every day. Me or his mom. Every day.
Yeah. Sis ain't going for it either. So I don't know. Like I know if you didn't get one, it ain't Miss Wanna. So
but I'm glad that this happened, because I don't think the person who made this news is Black. So you would expect that Black people would be in arms about about this, but it sounds like it's not a Black person, but I could be wrong. And also, judging off the location of the school, this is not like in some school that you can say, oh, that's a school that's heavily attended by Black people. It's not that. So it's a crazy story. Just wanted to bring attention to that before we get to these Karens, man. These crazy Karens always start.
Nothing to top last week's Karen, man. Sheesh.
So tell me what you think. So you know who Caitlin Clark is, right?
Yes, I do, and I see that's Iowa. So of course.
So Caitlin Clark.
We go.
For the record, Caitlin Clark has gone crazy. I don't know if she already broke it or not, but she's about to break the all-time scoring record in women's basketball.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Cheryl Swoops, while being interviewed, she made a statement. She said, if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had
5 years. Yeah.
So is it truly a broken record? I don't know. So first, before you opine on that, Cheryl Swoops is not correct. All right. This girl is in her 4th year, so she hasn't had any extra time. Okay. Now, if you want to have a debate on whether she had extra games because the seasons are longer or something, that's a more apples and apples debate. So in this instance, Cheryl is wrong. That's not facts. All right. And then
I wanted her to
Cheryl made another statement saying, and Cheryl Swoops, for those of you that don't know, is a women's basketball legend. Absolute legend.
Absolutely.
All right. So she's qualified to speak on this topic.
For sure.
So they asked if
WNBA
she would,
champion multiple
so then
times.
she said, yeah. So then she said, "Quote: Will Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now? Immediately? Absolutely not. Not gonna happen." Which that's her opinion, and it's based in her expertness as a basketball player. And historically, you don't see that. Like, she's scoring 40, 50 points a game. Like, you're not gonna go come in here.
That's not gonna happen
with the best of the best and be able to do that. But she didn't hate on her. She said she's gonna be a baller. She for sure gonna be a baller. So, in true Karen fashion, these Karens went and got these "Don't Be a Cheryl" shirts made, basically saying don't be a black woman during Black History Month. During Black History Month. You can't have nothing.
Yo, first off, number one, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's been a lot of people trying to take Black History Month and say, nah, it's the love month. It's the love month. It's not the love month, baby. It's BHM, number one.
It's a love day in there. It's a love day in there. It's a love
day, right. But they've been saying happy love month. And nah, bruh, that was yesterday. We back to BHM. So let's get on Cheryl Swoops. I think they meant don't be a Cheryl, like they're trying to make Cheryl the black Karen.
That's exactly they're trying to say, like Karen. So that's
out of pocket.
Now they trying. Now the Karens is trying to associate a black woman,
right? A black woman
don't
with
be a black woman.
Hater.
Don't be a
right?
Cheryl.
Don't be her.
So basically, just like they did with Black Lives Matter,
with a black T-shirt,
with
woke, crazy.
They're misusing a term. And actually,
did they put woke on the back? Did they put woke on the back or something like that?
No. I'm just saying, historically, woke. They use that wrong.
For sure.
Black Lives Matter. They try to take it out
All
of context
lives matter
on purpose.
Right, on purpose.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what they did. So and during Black History Month, on a black T-shirt.
On a black T-shirt.
Playing a sport.
But they did it. They did it in Iowa.
Yeah, for a sport that black people dominate.
Definitely, but also created by a white man, not too far from Iowa.
From Canada, nah, he's Canadian.
Who?
James Naismith.
Okay, but I thought it was created in Kansas, though.
I don't believe so. I believe it was.
I thought it was started in Kansas by a Canadian man.
It could be, but it doesn't matter.
All right, yeah, that's irrelevant.
We dominate the sport, so that's what we're talking about, right?
The NBA is like 80%, if not, I think it might be 75% or 80% African American. All of so yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But point is too, also Cheryl Swoops, bro. Let's just put Cheryl Swoops in context. First off, basketball legend, USA basketball legend. Was on the first team to ever win a WNBA championship in the inaugural season.
4. They ran it back 3 times.
Right. But what I'm saying is the first inaugural season she won.
Sure.
The
legendary,
legendary
Martin Guest.
Legendary Martin Guest.
Hey,
come on, and for y'all to attack Cheryl based on something that's known, and what's the problem is, this is where we get into this semantic conversation of men versus women, because this happens in the world of basketball with men all the time. We never expect somebody to come straight out of college and get into the NBA and then just dominate and go crazy.
Hey,
Steph Curry's the best shooter the NBA has ever seen, and nobody ever said, "Oh, when Steph gets in there, he's just gonna take over and he's gonna." Blah, blah, blah. No, they was like, "Yeah, he can shoot. He's gonna be a star, but it ain't gonna happen right away." And nobody jumped on their head for that.
But also, she could go to the WNBA and be terrible. It's plenty of
very
examples.
Plausible.
It's plenty of examples of people that was Tyler Hansborough. Bro, all these players.
Let's just go ahead on and put the biggest one out there. I would say Christian Laettner, the one college player that was selected to play on the Dream Team, from Duke University.
Yeah, not terrible, but not a legend.
No, but a college basketball legend.
For sure.
College basketball legendary, probably one of the best college basketball players we've ever seen in life. Did not translate to the NBA. Let's just go ahead on and put it with football. Tim Tebow, college football legend. Did not translate in the NFL. So we've seen this happen in college athletics, regardless of the sport. So she's just stating a professional opinion that's known to be true and then widely spoken. So I just don't find the point why it's so relevant, why they always have to protect this one little white girl. This is
Hey.
day one. Caitlyn, day one. I don't know. Rocky Marciano. That's day one. Nah, but
Hey.
for real, it gets to the point, bro. Because even still, when LSU played last year for the championship and won, they tried to demoralize the black team. Why did they get so? Oh, it's not okay. She's unsportsmanlike.
Hey, but not only that, I'm glad you brought that up. But they invited the University of Iowa to the White House.
How?
Joe Biden's wife thought that was, they're such a great inspiration.
How do you invite the
Americans.
loser?
Let's invite
never
them.
happened.
We don't never invite no losers. Yeah,
come on,
sure.
bro. I mean, and they're not losers. Let's just go ahead. I take that. I don't want to say this.
Hey.
I'm okay. But I'm just saying.
First loser.
All right. Well, you know what I would say is this: the team that didn't win the championship, but also had a great season. You know what I'm saying? It's something to show for it. They still don't get invited. That's the point.
Exactly.
They don't get invited, bro.
And before we move on,
the champion wins.
Before we move on to Hip Hop on Trial, I just want to leave this out here, and I'm gonna drop the mic. But don't be a Cheryl for a sport where the greatest player of all time is named Cheryl. They don't call him Reggie Miller. They call him Cheryl's little brother.
Sure, exactly.
All right, you're sending the wrong message to the kids. You want to be Cheryl. Trust me. All right.
And were they talking about Swoops or Miller?
No, they're talking about Swoops, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, Miller's the best to ever play in.
They said don't be Cheryl. You want to be a Cheryl. You want to be.
You do.
Yeah, you want to be a Cheryl to play women's basketball.
Yeah,
if you play men's basketball, if you play men's basketball, you want to be a Cheryl. Straight up,
bro. Miller, cut it out.
Straight up,
cut it out.
So man, we had Hip Hop on Trial.
There we go.
We got a new one that we haven't talked about yet, and that's the two guys who are on trial for killing Jam Master Jay, hip hop legendary DJ.
We finally got that, huh? We finally got them out here, huh?
Yeah. So let's kind of run through it. It's not televised, so I'm only able to get the news articles, but two of the big things so far. So first of all, Carl Jordan goes by Little D. That's him on the screen, I believe. And then Ronald Tenard Washington are on trial for killing Jason Mizell, Jam Master Jay, inside of his recording studio in Queens back in 2002.
Damn.
All right. So there is a witness who has been deported back to Haiti who told the jury that he was renting a room from Lil D's uncle at a house in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
And Lil D on multiple occasions told him that he did it. So he said that Jordan bragged about wanting to kill him again about 2 years after the murder, according to the roommate. He also said on another occasion, he told a lady who he was arguing with that don't end up like he said I'll do you like Jam Master Jay. All right. So the issue with all of this is that, like I mentioned, the witness has been deported, but also, they had to pay for him to be able to come. They're trying to maybe say that he's being influenced, but also at the time he was a admitted heroin user. So they're trying to say that he may not be reliable for that reason.
Right.
So
discredit him.
Yeah. But he denied that he was ever high. The second most important, during it, let me clarify. He denies that he was high when these statements were told to him, but they're trying to say that his brain still may be fried from the heroin.
Right.
Whatever. That's what a defense lawyer should say, right? I'm not mad at that.
Not at all.
So the second witness is named Eric James, and he's a former drug dealer who now lives in the Midwest. And he said that Jam Master Jay was like his big brother. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So he basically says that they sold dope. He said throughout the years, this has been denied for the sake of protecting Jam Master Jay's legacy. But since we're here for a trial, we want to get justice for his murder.
We got to get to the truth.
This is not information we would ever want to put out there, but we need to go ahead and
we got to get to it. So let's get to it.
So he says that while Jam Master Jay was visiting the West, he got into a conversation the guys who was on trial 2 days, and this was 2 days before the murder.
Mhm.
All right? So it's all kind of circumstantial type of evidence. The prosecution is laying it out that it was a revenge killing for some reason that had to do with the drugs, saying I think that maybe Jam Master Jay stopped supplying them and whatnot. So we'll see what happens, man. So
Yeah,
those,
man.
those are the two
That,
main witnesses that I've been able to hear
that's
about.
real. That's real dicey, you know. And I know I saw that documentary, Who Killed Jam
Who Killed
Master
Jam Master
Jay, and it was, you know, I was enthralled. That one had me in a chokehold for a while. It's crazy that we had Russell Simmons and Jam Master Jay, you know what I'm saying, in the same show, because Run DMC was huge. Run DMC was like the beginning of the crossover for hip hop. Like that was the first crossover for hip hop. Doing the record with Aerosmith, even just being the antithesis of Def Jam and making that just like the marriage where hip hop is a real thing and brought hip hop to the forefront on the stage. You know, it had been around, but it wasn't like people thought it was a fad until Run DMC actually happened, and it was like, okay, this is real. Hollis, Queens is not a joke, and it's not a place, you know what I'm saying, for the weak. But you know, I say out of everybody, you know, we don't ever really know what anybody's all the way into. So you know, while it's not part of the legacy that we want Jam Master Jay to be known for, you know, his legacy is cemented. His legacy is Jam Master Jay, legendary DJ producer for Run DMC. That's never going nowhere. So we got to get the facts out. We got to let it be, you know, stated on the record what really happened so we can get justice for this man's family. And I feel like that's only right. As far as getting the witness back, yeah, it's quiet, Pete. I don't know. You're not going to Haiti getting nobody. Sorry.
No, the witness testified. They got the witness over.
They got him back? He came out?
The witness testified. They got him.
Oh, this is crazy.
He testified. He had a passport or a visa or whatever. They helped him to get back over here to testify.
Okay. Yeah, because, yeah, they definitely had to do a full, like, yeah. I was like, I never, and that's the first to me to hear of somebody getting.
I don't know what happened to your audio, King. I don't know. I might have did that. Nah, he not on. So Whitney told y'all about mixing up them drugs. The dude did not never say he was on no crack. He said he was on that heroin. It's a difference. Crack is whack. Ali. It's a difference for sure, for sure. So we just about done, man. So Young Thug, they've been having trial, but not having trial. You know how they do. The same witness is still on the stand. The gang expert Greg Belknap, I believe is how you say his name, Belknap. And the biggest thing that I've seen, I mean, basically the defense lawyers, especially Young Thug's lawyer.
What happened? You said, what about Young Thug lawyer?
So Young Thug lawyer is going to work. I mean, they're basically in the same place as they was last week when we talked about it. But every little thing that the guy talks about, he just is going in there and he's like, but people who are not gang members also do that, right? So they're just going through that. But the biggest thing that has come out is one of the defense lawyers for one of the co-defendants has asked to be removed from the case because she's not getting enough money.
Whoa, say that again. Say that again. Say that again one more time. One more time.
So she's asking. She filed a motion to withdraw from representing the defendant that she represents. It's a 19-year-old gentleman who.
Yeah. So she's withdrawing as his lawyer because of like the financial. Yeah. All right.
So basically, what happens sometimes, especially in a big case like this,
money runs out.
You won't get a public defender, but you could get a private lawyer who the state will pay to represent you. So initially she was getting $15,000
for the whole case.
for the whole case.
Oh, that's not enough. Not for this.
We-
Not for this, bro. Not enough. Nowhere
So
near.
we already a year into it.
No, bro. No.
Hey,
Dice.
So
No
then she
dice.
was able to. So then she was able to get them after a couple of months. Yeah, she filed a similar motion last year to agree to raise it up to 55,000. But
Wait,
now
we got a question in the comments. LaShonda asked, "Can you do that?" Now I don't know if she's referring to withdrawing or get money from the state.
which that you talking about? How you do that there?
But go ahead.
So, but if you clarify, I'll answer. I'm gonna try to answer anyway. So can you file a motion to withdraw? Absolutely.
Yes.
Can you get paid by the state? Absolutely.
Yes.
But what they're trying to say now is that she can't come back and dip her hand again. So
Okay.
basically, yeah. So you can withdraw like
But did she get the capital? Did they give it to her up front, or do you have to wait till the trial is over?
Nah, I don't know. I don't know if it's all up front or if they,
Pay you in stipends.
They
They ration it out, right?
I don't know, like a paycheck every 2 weeks. You getting paid like
Yeah, something like
I don't
that.
know.
Probably. They probably do it monthly. But go ahead.
But basically, she says, quote, I'm not able to take on new clients because I'm either in court for this trial or outside of court working on this case. The majority of my time, as such, I am not able to earn a livable wage while representing Mr. Ryan in this trial. So,
Correct.
Granted, this is Atlanta, but even if she was a single woman with no kids, I don't know anything about her like that. But
the price of living in Atlanta went up crazy. So let's just start there.
It did,
It's
but even then,
right
but even if she could make it, like it would be like a stretch.
Egregious.
And we don't know how much longer the case is gonna last. So if it was a 55K for a year and she agreed to that, cool. But this might be going on for a whole nother year.
Yeah, bro.
At the rate they moving. Hey, Judge Glanville had a hearing set for 1:30 and pulled up, 1 o'clock. He pulled up at 2:35 and said, I gotta be out of here by 4 o'clock. I got a hard stop. That happened 2 days ago.
Yeah, see, look.
That's the type of stuff that happens in this trial. This is not no normal trial where you show up every day.
It's not.
And it's 9 to 5. But yeah, should have did her research. But I don't think anybody could have knew this.
Nobody could have seen that coming. Nobody could have seen
know
that
this was
coming.
gonna be like this, bro.
I definitely didn't.
I mean, nah.
We haven't even gotten a third of the way into the actual trial. We just in January.
Witness. We're on the second witness. The prosecution has 400 people on their witness list.
Bro, we just started. We just got jury selection in January.
It took 10 months to pick a jury.
We finished jury selection in January.
King, we took a week off for MLK Day.
Bruh, he went to party with the alphas.
Bro.
Like, yo, this is crazy. Like, first off, number one, you could work at Amazon and make 30,000 a year.
I think you can make 55.
I think you can make more than that. But I'm just saying, like a bare basic wage, minimum, part-time warehouse worker.
Yes.
At Amazon.
Agreed.
Will make at least $20,000, which is more than they're trying to pay this woman for a case of this magnitude and time consumption. How crazy is that?
I'm so glad none of these jurors work for me because they would not have a job when they got back, bruh. But man, it's just too much.
Actually, these jurors definitely would have a job because we'd be getting all the inside facts.
Hey, maybe,
really.
But it'll be a different job.
It'll be a different job, right?
But the job they had, they will not have.
It's no longer there, Chief.
We had to replace you, Queen. You was gone too long.
I'm sorry, mommy. Look, yo, I'm just put this out there. Yo, LA, man, In-N-Out is hiring $20 an hour with benefits and paid vacation.
Gas $7. Studio apartment is $2,500, 3 G's.
Hey, and guess what? Still living better than the defense attorney that's representing my man.
No arguments from me, bro. So, so basically, but this is strategic. So she's actually does not want to get taken off the case.
No, right? She's probably really trying to work on it.
This is her strategy for getting them to give her more money. So,
absolutely,
she does not want to be removed. But this is the game she's playing to see if they'll give her more money. So hopefully it works out for her because it'll be crazy for the defendant to have to come in and get a new lawyer. And I don't know what type of havoc that will wreak on the case.
My God.
I doubt so until the withdrawal thing during a trial, it's very unlikely that a judge will grant a motion to withdraw LaShonda.
You think? But, you really think based on that wage and based on like what's going on? I mean, like, I feel like it's a legitimate gripe. It's
legitimate gripe, but the judge is gonna tell you, suck it up, buttercup. We already here in the trial, if you leave the case, then we got to allow him to go get new counsel who doesn't know anything about the case and whatever.
Judge, you just went to Cancun last week for the whole 2 weeks. Judge,
I don't make $55,000 a year. I could go to Cancun. I got bread.
Judge, you just went to Dubai on Wednesday. We were supposed to have court at 2:30. You said, nah, the PJ's taking off. I gotta,
Yeah, but if I made $55K, I would have been here every day because I wouldn't be able to afford to be anywhere else.
Man, the judge was at Super Bowl partying with Jermaine Dupri.
I seen him at Dre's with LeBron. I mean, all of that.
Man, I seen that man on. He was dancing on stage with us. He was out there.
He definitely was on the roller skater.
He was busting it.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see. The judge is gonna rule on this tomorrow. So
man. I wish her luck with this one, man. I hope they ante up that bread for her, man. The state, come on, Fulton County.
Let's go.
Y'all got it, Chief. Don't play with us. Y'all got it. Give her the money.
Let's go.
Show her the money.
And it's a lot of stuff going on.
And she's a dope black lawyer too, right?
She definitely is a dope black lawyer.
Pay this woman.
The Williams, D''Williams.
Come on, man. Pay this woman, bro.
Hey.
She's already been so marginalized. Y'all trying to throw her under the damn. Come on.
Yeah, so it's a lot going on. The prosecutors are getting paid. They ain't tripping.
I mean,
but it severely puts the defendant in a position where,
So we need to get some type of transparency. How much is the prosecution being paid for this, though?
We could probably look that up, but I don't know that off the top of my head. But like, probably
I know. That's what I said. We just need some type of, we can dig into it. But like, bro, this is something that I feel like is just worthy of another conversation for some reason. Yeah. Like that's crazy to me. That's crazy.
And then, you know how we do, man. We're gonna end it with
here we go.
California's finest, Keefe D.
That always makes me cringe.
So yeah, man. So
what do you do?
So Keefe's lawyer, he got private counsel now, and he was given $750,000 bail.
Okay.
You kind of tune back in later so you can see what's going on with that What the Florida, because it's kind of crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's next.
Appreciate you, Ms. Scott.
Go ahead. We appreciate you.
Big love.
Show for show. So, all right. So Keefe's lawyer is a wild boy. He says that he suspects that Keefe will be out in a few days, even though he hasn't been able to ratchet up the money. Keep in mind, you usually only have to have 10% for bail, which would be $75K. However, it could be more because it's a high-profile case. It's up to the bail bonds, whatever. So the other part of it is you have to be able to prove that your money is not a part of any type of like illegal enterprise. Whoever's raised the bill got to have a show up on behalf of the Southside Crips and be like, we want to get our brother Keefe. It don't work.
Right. You got some property or something like that. Yeah.
And then the lawyer believes that all of these confessions and everything that Keefe has done in interviews throughout the years should not even be thought to be evidence by the prosecution. If they think that's evidence, they wildin'. That's what he said. So
I love talking about something that was done we can't consider true.
I love his bravado, and it's like in his own book. I mean, all of that. I want to turn it into a Tyler Perry style play because this
is a Tubi movie right here, bro. If you don't know,
man. So that's what's going on with the boy Keefe. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's really going on with Melly. So we kind of push that to the side for right now. His mom does have an OnlyFans. If you want to support that.
I feel like we mention her OnlyFans every week, man. We gonna have to get some type of like, I don't know, 1%, like divestion towards our show, something like that. We promote her a lot. She needs to be paying for some type of promotion. I know it went up.
Oh, it had to.
We talk about it every week.
She said $50K the first day.
Hey, see what type of promotion we give you.
Yeah, man. So, speaking of OnlyFans, remember that chick that came out as being a trans black, Rachel Dolezal?
Yeah.
So she has a new name, Nkechi Amade Diallo.
That's too much.
And she also has an OnlyFans. She just lost her job. Only because we mentioned OnlyFans am I going to share this, but it's wild, man.
She chose too many names for that new name.
So she's got an OnlyFans. She just got fired from her job as I believe a teacher.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
And this is what she pushing out to the people, man. I see she about to get fired from OnlyFans too. If that's
she pushing P.
Yeah, but nah, that ain't positive. She ain't pushing positivity.
Yeah, I didn't say that P wasn't for positivity either.
Nah. The boy Thug say pushing P mean positivity, man. We're gonna let that sit there. So anyway, what the Florida, man?
Yes,
we finally made it. We're gonna talk about it. We're just gonna do this one, but the other one is kind of wild. But this is a story about a Florida man who bludgeoned his father to death after learning he got the vaccine.
Bro.
So this happened like around in Palm Beach County. So there was a 911 caller who described the suspect as a delusional conspiracy theorist. So WPEC, which is a local news organization, asked the Palm Beach County Sheriff what type of vaccine caused the 44-year-old man to become upset with his father. And he was talking about, you already know, the COVID-19 vaccine. And according to the arrest report, through the 911 call, you could hear the father saying, "Stop, you're killing me." So deputies ended up tracking him down after a blood trail from a rear window of the home to a fence, which led them to conclude he had jumped into a neighbor's yard to avoid arrest. His hands were very swollen and covered in blood, leading investigators to conclude he was a man who killed his father. So there you go.
To beat a man to death with your bare hands is a very that's a gruesome thing, man.
He faces first-degree murder. What the Florida?
You said 5th degree?
First.
Oh, first. I was like, whoa, they got a whole nother degree? Oh my God.
Nah, he ain't no black belt.
Like, but damn, bro. For the vaccine?
For the vaccine, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's out of pocket.
You just took 2 lives. So you so mad he got a vaccine that you don't think it's going to save his life.
That you took it.
What the Florida?
Yeah.
As much as I love it here, I hate it here.
Yeah, I still love Florida, but whoa.
Yeah.
And it happened in Palm Beach? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We well over time, man. I appreciate y'all for staying with us so long. But this was fun today, man. So let's keep us posted. Let us know which story you enjoyed the most. Let us know what stories you want us to cover. And, just keep us in the know so we can know what you want to know about. If you have any questions, submit them on all social media platforms. Follow us on IG, X, Twitter, Threads, whatever. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. You're just enjoying it for the day. And let's keep pushing P, man. That positivity.
Positivity and peace, man. Hey, to everybody, definitely, man. Shout out to February. This is Black History Month. One Love, the Bob Marley movie. It was excellent. I recommend everybody go see it, man. Go support. Love.